Hey Kris, guys here. In this video, we're doing the range efficiency and charging test in the Jaguar I-Pace EV320. We're starting here at Circle K in Furuset in Oslo. We're going north to the most beautiful wooden tower structure in the world, the Mjøs Tower. And then we're going back again to this starting point, 260 kilometers total on a motorway with speed limits of 100 and 110 kilometers an hour. That's about 65-70 miles per hour. And then when we get back to this starting point, we're going to look at the consumption and then find a charger, connect to the charger and see what kind of charging speed we get under today's conditions, which are beautiful and sunny and 19 degrees Celsius currently. Maybe we will hit 25 degrees Celsius, well, in a few hours when we get back here. And then we're going to look at the consumption, and then based on the consumption, we are going to calculate theoretical range under, today's conditions. And guys, this car in specific is a Jaguar I-Pace EV320, a campaign model that starts at 629,000 kroners. That is quite moderately equipped. I'm going to link down below a link to this specific campaign model that I have borrowed from Motorpool AS in Asker, right outside of Oslo, a Jaguar and Land Rover dealer that every time I reach out to those guys and ask them to borrow a car for like 2 or 3 days, they're like, sure, we're gonna hook you up. So thank you a lot to you guys at Motorpool AS in Asker. And if you're in the market for a Jaguar I-Pace EV320, link down below, because this is quite a steal at this price, to be quite honest. 629,000 kroners for this car. That's quite a nice deal. And what's interesting that maybe a lot of people will be interested in is that this car has this small wheels, the 18-inch wheels on two 35/65/18s, and that's what I'm very excited about today to see, will that help efficiency, and how far will we able to go when we are doing the calculation. So we're just currently charging here to 100%, and then we will be on our way. We are now Oscar Mike, and guys, take a look at this beautiful weather. I mean, there's barely a cloud on the sky. Look at the Mjøsa, so calm and beautiful. This is really nice. And around here, it's usually, a bit colder than it is in Oslo. And we have been up to about 21 degrees, and now it's dropped to about 19, but I mean, that's still fine enough. But what could have dropped instead of the temperature could have been the consumption, because I think that is quite high at 24.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. That is a bit high. We have now covered about 81 kilometers. But again, we are climbing to an elevation from Oslo to this point, so a lot of that may be because of the climbing in elevation, but also the wind map was showing us a crosswind from the east of about 2 meters per second. But almost all the way up here to Mjøsa, it felt like a headwind. I could really hear that wind across the windshield. So maybe that the wind map's a bit off, and we have a headwind on the way up, meaning a tailwind on the way down, because I really do hope that consumption will drop, especially this car on the smaller wheels shouldn't have this high consumption. But again, time will only tell, so we're gonna keep on going toward Mjøstårnet, keeping north, and then I'll catch up with you guys when we get to our turnaround point. Look at the Mjøs Tower, guys, in all its gloriness against this beautiful blue sky. So we're gonna swing around on the other side here and then take a look at the consumption. But such a cool building, this thing here. So here we are on the other side of the Mjøs Tower. And guys, if you're new to the channel, you don't know what this is actually the tallest wooden structure in the world, 85.4 meters. And I actually think I've been quoting this wrong at like 81 or 82. But I actually read an article earlier today. It's actually 85.4 meters tall. And there's also some new wooden construction here next to this, which I think they have built a few more floors since the last time, because it looks taller, right? Guys, please correct me if you've recently seen on my older videos where, they started constructing this, but this is also basically what the Mirrors Tower looks like on the inside. So the whole thing is wood. It's so darn cool. And you also have that new building there on the right side on the seafront. So yeah, pretty cool stuff. But okay, let's take a look at our consumption, guys. It has now dropped to 24.4 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. And our average speed is at 111 kilometers per hour. We have covered 127.1 kilometers, and temperature is now up to 21 degrees. And let's take a look at our battery percentage. So that means going here and then there, quite easy. Yeah, 63%, guys. That is not bad. And look at this also. We have covered 127 and we have 222 left to go. So that means combined 335 kilometers. Yeah, I think, that's not bad. If we are able to do that, but then we have to lower the consumption a bit. Hopefully that will, drop as we get back to Oslo, because I do think we have a headwind on the way up, so meaning a tailwind on the way down. So guys, I'm going to continue south back to Oslo, and I'll catch up with you guys when we get back to Circle K in Furuset. Okay, we are now back here at our starting point here at Circle K in Furuset, and we're just going to stop right up here. I mean, this is total chaos, this place now. So many cars and trucks and trailers, and yeah. Oh my god, this place is total chaos. Okay, over here we can probably stop for just a short bit. Okay, so we are now here, guys, and to not my surprise, but what I was hoping is that our consumption has dropped considerably. 23.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers, 109 kilometers an hour in average speed, and 254.4 kilometers covered. So this car is actually underreporting quite a bit. Very interesting, and also 23 degrees Celsius now, so yeah. It's a bit warmer, but now we have to find a charger, and we're not going to charge here at any of these chargers because they do not have a kilowatt readout. This car does not have a kilowatt readout, so we're going to drive to the other side of town to Circle K in Sandvika to the 150 kilowatt tritium chargers there because they have a large readout. So I'll catch up with you guys when we get there. Okay, we are here at Circle K in Sandvika. Ooh, look at the brightness there, or the exposure rather. Okay, so let's go ahead and press park. This is the electronic shifters, and there's a bit of noise and construction out here, so I do apologize in advance. But let's go ahead and connect. We are now currently at, let's check our battery percentage. I forgot to tell you guys we were at 29% when we arrived there at, in Furuset. So we are at 25. So, we don't have the lowest percentage to be able to get the best speed. I don't really remember the charging curve of this I-Pace because I haven't driven one since, was that last year or New Year's? I mean, it's quite a long time ago. We also have the charging port on the driver's side. I just have to get my chip here. Okay, so let's go ahead and connect this. And the ignition has to be turned off for you to be able to connect the charger, because I tried earlier and it just locks you out. You can't even push the connector all the way in. So let's go ahead and swipe my chip here. And let's go ahead and see what kind of speed and how quickly this also initializes. Some of these cars are really slow while others are quick. Audis seem to be quite slow while Volkswagens are quite quick. Doesn't make sense. They're all in the same Volkswagen group, but okay, it is what it is. So yeah, this is quite quick. That's quite quick initializing. So 25% state of charge, and the peak speed of this car should be 110 kilowatts. And yeah. Seems like we should hit that with no problems at all. Yeah, 105. I mean, that's almost 110. It may be, 105 this high in the battery percentage according to the charging curve, but we will find that out in my next video, which is my 10 to 80% charging speed and charging time test. So if you're very interested, you know, in the actual charging here, check that out, guys, in my next video. Before we wrap up the video, let's take a look at today's consumption and calculate theoretical range based on that. So when we got back to Circle K in Furuset, our consumption was 23.8 kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers. So if we take the net battery capacity of this car, which is 84.7 kilowatt hours, divided by the consumption, we get a theoretical range of 355 kilometers. But we have to subtract, you know, something in heat loss, about 3% at that speed is what I typically do. Then we get a theoretical range of 345 kilometers, which isn't bad at all, considering this vehicle at that speed, 110 kilometers an hour in average speed. I mean, that's not bad. I'm not complaining at all. That means you go easily 3.5 hours on the motorway at motorway speeds without having to stop and charge. I mean, that's nothing to complain about. It's a bit off, you know, the WLTP, which rates this car at 470 kilometers, but we all know that motorway speed, especially like at 110 kilometers an hour, gives cars high consumption, and you can't, you know, in any car, not even a Tesla, guys, compare the WLTP range and the motorway range. Those are two different things. But what is very interesting is that when we got back to Circle K in Furuset, it is 260 kilometers is the distance we covered. The car underreports a little, about 5-6 kilometers. But the car was estimating another 100 kilometers of range. That put together is 360 kilometers, and that's also what the car is estimating based on the consumption, I know, throughout the history of this car. So that is very, very interesting. So either the car is just underreporting, you know, the distance too much, or it's just overreporting the consumption too much, or it calculates heat loss. I don't know which one of these it is, but this seems, you know, so far to be a car that you don't even have to calculate the heat loss. And then you also have, you know, the buffer below 0%. So I could safely say this car could go 350, 360 kilometers under today's conditions. But that we will find that out more in detail in not the next video, but the video after that, the Norwegian high-speed run, when we're probably really gonna push this car to its limit. So guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please drop me a thumbs up down below. And for more car content, as always, guys, please subscribe. See you guys later and goodbye.
Cloudless skies in the mid